Assalamu alaikum. You already know what to expect in the video. I'm going to show you the number one belief that us Muslim entrepreneurs have that is stopping us, number one, from reaching 10K, number two, from reaching 20K, just basically from making any single bit of money at all, right? And if once you get rid of this belief, I promise you now, everything in the world will start making sense. The way you see the world will be completely different. You see, my name is Fedi Lecamus. I'm on a mission. I make these videos to try and make the Ummah great again. And I believe the only way to do that is through Muslim entrepreneurs. And in my studying of politics, alhamdulillah, I study a lot of elite theory. Don't ask me about it too much. I guarantee you YouTube will take down my videos. So if you want in the comments, we can talk a little bit about it, but not too much, right? The biggest belief we have to get rid of is this idea of deservingness, as in somebody deserving something. Nobody gets what they deserve, and nobody gets what they need. They get what they demand. So for you, if you're currently in a situation where you need money, if you're currently in a situation where you need help, if you're currently in a situation where you feel like what you deserve you're not getting, it's because that's how the world works. And the sooner you wake up and realize that, the sooner you become an adult and you mature. You see, true justice doesn't come from this life. True justice comes when we're going to be judged on the day of judgment, right? In Yawm al-Qiyamah. That's when true judgment will come. That's when we'll actually get what we deserve. Right now, you're just getting what you're demanding. So if we go back to business, because I don't want to link this too much with some existential things, right? It's my little stumble there. What you have to understand is that if you are currently poor, it's because you have not demanded to be rich. You have not demanded other people to give you their money. You have not demanded that your value that you create be exchanged for the money that they have. You're not demanding anything. You're expecting it to just come to you. Okay. And this is another thing I have a problem with, like the law of attraction stuff. Besides of the dodginess, besides the absolute dodginess, you're telling me I can just think and all of a sudden become rich. You're telling me I have to stop acting. All I have to do is think. All of a sudden, these vibrational frequencies are going to bring the stuff to me. You have to demand what you want. And the proof of your demand is your actions, not just your words, not just your thoughts, it's your actions. So, money doesn't go to the needy. If it did, Africa would be rich. The whole subcontinent of Africa would be absolutely loaded, right? People who are poor would be rich. If they got what they needed, if they got what they deserved, they'd be rich. But they don't. And I'm not saying they're not demanding wealth, but they're not in the circumstances, they're not building value for themselves to be creating wealth, right? And before we get this to be political, I'm not saying they're necessarily given the opportunities to do that. I'm just telling you now, you have to get rid of this idea of deservingness. Or because you need it, you should have it. Just because you need something, just because you're hungry, doesn't mean you're going to get it unless you demand that thing that you want. So if you're trying to scale from 10 to 20, 20 to 50, 50 to 100K per month, the only focus you should have is demanding more for your time. And that means protecting your time as much as you can, right? Protecting your time from other people, protecting your time from distractions. You should demand more of your time. Secondly, demand more of yourself and your energy. What are you putting your energy towards? Are you putting your energy towards the right things that you're supposed to put your energy towards? If you're not, you're completely wasting your time, right? Which literally gets like if you have no distractions and if nobody's talking to you all day and you're just in your room grinding 24/7, but then your energy is going towards absolute nonsense, then it's a waste of time, right? And lastly, money, your resources, your skills, demand what you want for those. If you are going to help somebody sign more clients with your agency, for example, demand what you want because you're not going to get what you deserve. Oh, I have zero clients. I deserve a free trial. Just, you deserve what you demand. You get what you're going to demand. So demand what you want from the world, right? Demand what you want from the world. Like, the way I look at it is you can never demand something from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can never, like, demanding is an order, right? Because asking is one thing, then demanding is like, you give it to me. You can never demand something from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have no power over him. You have no control over him. You can ask him for things, but you can demand things of people. And as long as the thing you're demanding is halal, there's no guilt in demanding. I don't know, like if you have this belief that you demanding something, somebody, you telling them to do something, you being an authority and you asking and telling them to give you money is a bad thing, then you're gonna have to work on that. You're gonna have to figure out why. A lot of us when we're kids, we're told, don't ask for money. Don't. It's a shameful thing to do. Never ask for money. Well, if I'm exchanging something that I think is worth 5K, I'm going to demand you for 5K. And if you're not willing to give me 5K, I'm not going to give you the thing I'm offering. It's that simple. It's an exchange of value, right? Wealth is an exchange of value. Wealth isn't, it's not somebody who's evil who's getting money. They've just created a lot of value. And some of them from a certain nationality in a certain country in the Middle East created an entire system of value that they depict, that they decide how it works, and therefore, because they rule the game, they can stack wealth in their favor. But regardless, the rules of wealth is that wealth goes in equal exchange, right? If something is of value, then that person gets money for it. Now, I say this because I'm sat here on my mother's couch, right, looking like an absolute financial guru. But I'm telling you this because in my last 3 or 4 years of entrepreneurship, alhamdulillah, with the money that I've made way over 6 figures, alhamdulillah, it's come down to me being able to demand, not being needy. The more needy you are, the more you think, if you think just by having something that you deserve something, or if you think that you're lacking something and therefore you deserve something, both of those are problems. You don't deserve anything unless you ask for it. We have to get rid of this mentality because all of us are still kids. This is the issue. A lot of us are still kids in our heads. We think that because mummy sees me crying, mama ibki, ana ibki, like because your mum sees you crying, she's going to come over and pat you in the head and make sure you're okay. At one time I was in school, I was in year 6, which was like, I was 11 years old. I cried in the corner. Nobody came to me. I quickly got up and I was like, I was still crying, but I got up and I was like, nobody's coming to me. Nobody's coming to check on me. Nobody cares. And that's how the world works. Other than your mum, nobody cares if you're crying. Nobody cares if you're poor. Nobody cares what you need. Nobody cares what you think you deserve. So create something of value for them and then demand them what you want from them. And they'll give it to you. Believe it or not, people want to buy. And believe it or not, people want to be demanded. People are craving to be led. They're craving to be led. Which is like the whole point, on a little side note, right? The whole point of Pillars of the Ummah, the company that I have, the whole point of our mission is not for us to be leaders, but for us to be the leaders, right? It's like for us to, because we all lead by example. We're not going to charge like head first towards a group. Like we all lead by examples. By me being an example, somebody else is going to become an example. Then they're going to become an example. And then the person is going to become an example. And then we have this whole circle of people who are leading by example. And for me, the main thing about that is once you can have that amount of value, you can demand your country back. You can demand whatever you want from the world. And if you do it in a perspective that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in a way that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's no negative in that. Right now, none of us in the Ummah have enough value to demand what we want. Genuinely. Okay, I don't want to get this to be too political, but like I said, I study this stuff, so I love it. Saudi does not have enough leverage to demand America, I'm saying in Arabic, hopefully YouTube AI doesn't pick up, to demand America to get out of a certain country. It does not have the leverage. It does not have the power. It does not have the capabilities, the value, as I'm using it in money terms, the value to demand that. But we can create that value. Because again, the world doesn't function in a way where the ones who need it get it. It works in a way where the ones who want it get it. Right? And the ones who demand it. So I leave that with you, right? Just like that. I know it's a bit random, but I leave that with you for you to think about and look at it on a bigger perspective. Because of course, entrepreneurship is one thing in life, but entrepreneurship is in the center of our life. Me and you didn't become entrepreneurs just to make money. We become entrepreneurs to help our family, to help ourselves and our future family, to be able to help the ummah in some way, to be able to do hajj, do hijrah if you're in the way. Like, we did it for other reasons other than just wealth. So we're playing a bigger game. And for us to play this bigger game, we have to understand the one thing I've kept mentioning in this video, the number one belief I need you to break to become wealthy is nothing goes to those who need it. Everything goes to those who demand it. So demand as much as you want without the guilt of, but if I ask for this, then somebody else is not getting it. You take it. You take it. You take as much as you want, and then you can give it out to the people who deserve it. That's the mentality. You take so that you can give. Because they're not going to give. Those that we're taking it from, they're not going to give. We shouldn't think, oh, actually, no, they might need it. No. We take it and we're going to give it for the sake of Allah. Because others won't. And we're not going to wait for them to do it. We're going to do it ourselves. We take full responsibility. Full responsibility. I'll leave you with a little thing my mum said. My mum's the real guru, right? With this little setup she's got. Responsibility is power. And if Allah has given you more responsibility onto yourself, is that He's giving you more power. And my mum always tells me, if you're willing to become powerful, you have to be willing to take responsibility over every single thing that you do. Every single thing that you do, live, hear, see, Like everything you have to be responsible over. If you're willing to take that responsibility, then you'll gain power. She was like, guess what you're not responsible over? I was like, what? She's like, your death. You're not responsible over the death of others. You're not responsible over life and death. You can't have that power. Only Allah can have that power. So be responsible over the things that you can control and completely let go of the things that you can't. MashaAllah alik ya mama. So wise. عندها الحكمة أمي. I know it. But anyways, I want to leave you with that. Hopefully you subscribe if you found this valuable. But in general, I'll need you to remember this. And inshallah, I'll speak to you soon. By the way, actually, before you go, I do have a really cool video. I think you should watch it because I said it was cool, but I know that's not enough reason for you. If you're curious about how Shaitan stops you from becoming wealthy, he uses a really specific tool against us Muslim entrepreneurs to do that. So feel free to watch the video. Inshallah, he'll help you destroy Shaitan in his path of destroying us. So, Assalamu alaikum.